My name is Noam Livnat. I'm VP Product and co-founder of Confidela. With me here today is Onon Klein, our chief architect. And we'd like to present to you our flagship product called Watchdox. I'd like to start with a short story. One cold morning at the beginning of last year was a particularly bad day for a certain lawyer in Philadelphia. This guy was working a case for pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly, and that morning he accidentally sent a highly sensitive document to the wrong person. Bummer. Now, this brought a front-page article in the New York Times that was extremely damaging for Lilly and affected them throughout the subsequent year. Now, we all hear these stories and think, gosh, thank God it wasn't me, right? But the fact of the matter is, this could happen to many of us, and it could even happen to us without us knowing, because in today's global economy, organizations share tons of information with clients, suppliers, and partners. And a lot of this information is sensitive. Yet, do we know what happens to these materials and documents once they leave our organization? The answer is usually no. Well, Watchdox is here to solve this, because Watchdox is the easiest way to send your documents securely and control and track who views, edits, prints, or forwards them. So let's see how it works. This presentation is actually presented to you on the Watchdox platform, but let's go back to step one and see how I can send documents through the system. So I have this sensitive document. I want to send it to my partner. So I go to watchdox.com, and there's no setup required. I put his email, I attach my document, and I set the permissions. In this case, it's for his eyes only, so I'm going to be quite strict. I don't allow him to forward it to anyone. I don't allow print. And I'm going to set an expiration date of 1 week. And yes, this means the message will self-destruct in a week, just like the Mission Impossible movies, right? So I'm going to click Next, and now that document is securely uploaded to our servers and converted to a secure file format, which is based on Flash. In the meantime, I can add a few words, and I click Send, and away it goes. So let's have a look at the recipient side. As a recipient, I'm getting an email, and as you can see, there's no attachment here, but there's a link to my document. Now, first-time users need to go through a simple one-time email authentication process, but there's no installation required. In this case, I'm already past that, so all I need to do is click the link, and the document opens. And as you can note, this one is indeed highly confidential. And you can see that as a recipient, I can quite easily navigate through the document, zoom in or out, search for specific terms. But if I tried, I would have found out that I cannot print, copy, or forward this document's content elsewhere. It's simply locked inside this secure viewer. To demonstrate that, let's have a look at another email that has the link to the document where I'm not authorized to see. When I click this link, the document doesn't open, but it will let me request permissions from the owner. Now let's go back to the sender side, and we can have a look at the list of all my tracked documents. This is kind of my outbox, only it's highly interactive. Here I can see all the activities made on my documents, including the who, when, and even where they happened. I can also control my documents from afar, change any permissions anytime, and revoke any user. So if I go back to that poor lawyer mentioned at the beginning, if I send a document to anyone by mistake, I could very, very easily recover. Now, let's get back to a few of the technical details of our product. And, well, luckily for me, that's not our architecture. This one actually belongs to one of our competitors. What you need to know about our architecture is this. It's in the cloud. And the fact that it's in the cloud, plus the fact that we attacked all facets of user experience, gives the product a few major benefits. First one, it's very, very easy to deploy. You don't need the company's IT involved here. Second, it's very easy to use for both senders and receivers, and there's no installation required. And number three, it gives the best tracking and control capabilities in the market today. Now, before I end, I have a small challenge for you all. So we all carry these little gadgets with us, right? And of course, they have built-in cameras. So hold on, let me capture the moment. Thanks. I'm going to put that in a blog. So anyway, my question is, how do I prevent a recipient from taking a photo of the screen? Now, I think I ran out of time, but I'll let you all think about that. And if you want to see our solution, you're welcome to go to watchdox.com/spotlight or visit us later on our booth. Thank you very much.
We are puzzled. Actually, a very interesting idea. First of all, is it in organization, within organization? Is it only on the web? What is your revenue model? How scalable are you? So there are many questions around that.
Many questions, yeah. So first of all, we do focus on external communications because there are a lot of advantages to the product in this respect, but it's also good for internal communications as well within the company. What was the next one?
Business model. How do you
Business
make
model.
money?
We're going to sell subscriptions for companies. So it's going to be a per user subscription per year. We're going to work a lot with partnerships, of course. And the idea is to get to companies and help them solve these problems. We are already working, we're only in open beta for a month and a half. We already have a few thousands of users working with the system and a few companies working with us as beta customers, including semiconductor companies and financial services.
So the last question about the screenshots, you didn't solve it. Screenshots?
Screenshots, yeah.
You solved it?
How do we prevent it? Maybe we can show the demo. That is, it looks impossible, right? But when you look at the constraints, we found out that for the highly confidential documents, it's okay to impose some level of discomfort for the end user. And we took advantage of the fact that when you read a document, you're only focused on a specific area or specific sentence, yet in order to take a screenshot, you'd really like to take the whole page. So this solution, we call it Spotlight. It blurs the whole screen, but puts the few sentences that you're currently reading in viewable mode. It's quite easy to navigate through the document using your mouse or keyboard.
Which means I can easily create a program that will automatically control my mouse, take a screenshots, and take the page.
Wow.
No, it's very nice, but it doesn't solve the problem.
In terms of, you mentioned that one of your target audiences are corporations, right?
Yeah.
Are you planning to, are you offering a branded version?
We are actually about to offer it in a couple of weeks. We have it.
So that if I'm AOL, I can do my own AOL document sharing?
It's going to open with the AOL brand. It's going to look like your own viewer.
What about in terms of growing the market presence? Do you have any viral features that will let me know about this some way?
Well, actually, the product itself is quite viral. As a recipient, you go through that one-time authentication that I mentioned before, and you get the document that is sent to you. And if you know that there's a send a document, big orange button at the top, where you can immediately be converted into an active user and start your trial.
Thank you very much.